Hello everybody, welcome to the Celeb Scope channel. Some very heartbreaking news has come out of the entertainment world. Actor Malcolm-Jamal Warner has passed away at the age of 55. He was on a family vacation in Costa Rica, and while swimming, he tragically drowned. This loss is incredibly sad and completely unexpected. Malcolm-Jamal Warner was a gifted actor, director, musician, and poet. He was known for his roles in shows such as The Resident, Malcolm and Eddie, Sneaky Pete, and American Crime Story. He also appeared in films like The Tuskegee Airmen, Drop Zone, and Fool's Gold. But he was most widely recognized for playing Theo Huxtable on The Cosby Show, a role that earned him an Emmy nomination. He was accomplished, brilliant, and a man of strong principles. He cared deeply about the characters he portrayed and was always mindful of how he represented himself and the Black community.
I think I was very fortunate coming out the gate with Cosby, which put me in a position where, and because I've always had a good team around me, I've always been in a position where I've had the luxury of being meticulous about the kind of roles that I choose. My mom was really, really instrumental in getting me to understand the concept of longevity, the concept of, being versatile within this business, because she would always say, if you look at anyone in this business who's had longevity, there are times when they've been hot and times where they've not been hot. You have to decide what you're going to do during those times when you're not hot, so you're not making desperate acting choices. I've been fortunate enough to, I've always had the financial wherewithal to be meticulous about the kind of work that I do. So I have a body of work that I will never have to be embarrassed by. Now, there may be some work I might be embarrassed because I might have been whack, but there's nothing in my body of work that I'll ever have to be embarrassed in that I misrepresented my people or I have continued to perpetuate stereotypes of our people. I've been very fortunate to be able to, pick and choose. I've never had to take a role that I felt would compromise my soul.
Like I said, Malcolm-Jamal Warner was truly a man of principle, and his passing is incredibly unfortunate and deeply sad. I send my condolences to his wife, his family, his colleagues, and everyone who was close to him. This is a devastating loss. It truly is. So, R.I.P. to Malcolm-Jamal Warner. Now, I want to move on and talk about the actress and singer Chlöe Bailey. Chlöe shared something quite interesting. She compared her journey in the industry to the movie Sinners, and she essentially suggested that the reason she isn't as far along in her career as she feels she should be is because she refuses to sell her soul.
Did you see Sinners? Yes, I saw Sinners. It was phenomenal. I absolutely freaking loved it. Can I be honest? After Sinners, I cried. Do you want to know why I cried? Yes or no? Or you're just like, Chlöe, you cried because you're a crybaby. Just tell me. Okay, so I think anyone who, it just reminds you so much of the industry, right? And it's like, you could have a gift like he did with his guitar. And like they said, when he's singing, he's honoring his ancestors and uplifting and all of that, but then it also attracts the not good. So it's like, in order for him to be successful, the vampires were telling him he has to sell out so that he could be, live forever and his music could live forever. And it's exactly like things that I see and go through every day. And that's why I just broke down crying, because it was showing the people who decided not to go to the other side, they were in there fighting for their lives. They were in there going through it. While the ones who did give in, they were outside celebrating and having a good time and got things quicker and things like that. So the reason why Sinners resonated with me so much is because it's something that you see every day. And no matter how hard you work, no matter how good of a person that you are, no matter how talented you are, sometimes that's not enough to get you places that you need to be. And that's why Sinners, like, I was crying right after, because I feel like anyone in the industry could really resonate with it. And it also showed that what you have to give negativity permission to be inside. And as long as you don't invite it in, you'll be okay and safe. So that's why I really resonated with Sinners. And I thought it was so beautiful. I thought it was done so beautifully. And I'm just really proud of everyone who was a part of it. And I even cried when he was singing in the bar, and you see all the different, the history, all of the ancestors that came before us, that he wouldn't have been there to make music and play his guitar without the ones that came before him. So I feel like anyone who has a gift and has something that they truly, truly love, but feels like it's not coming to them in the time that they want it because they're moving in the right ways where they don't like give in, it's harder. And then you have like so many things tempting around you, like the vampire. So it was so deep. It was so deep. That's the reason I cried for like a whole hour after.
Chlöe, in so many words, is basically saying that she won't sell her soul, and because of that, it's harder for her to get ahead. And honestly, I can see that being true because Chlöe is incredibly talented, in my opinion. She's more gifted than about 90% of her peers right now. Not only does she sing, act, dance, and perform, but she also produces, plays instruments, and writes. She's the full package, and she has an exceptional work ethic. But for some reason, it's still been difficult for her to rise. And I know there are other factors involved too. I do think she may have left her group with her sister Halle a little prematurely. Plus, she isn't getting strong enough promotion from her team. And for whatever reason, people don't seem to connect with her music the way they should, even though I thought her last album, Trouble in Paradise, was a solid R&B project. There's just been a disconnect, but honestly, if she had signed certain deals and taken certain notes, she probably would have had Grammys already. Her streaming numbers would have skyrocketed, she would have had non-stop promotion, and she would be selling bundles with her music to inflate her sales. But that's not happening for her right now. And I truly believe it's because she chose not to sell out. She refused the shortcut to success. And sometimes, you have to be okay with that. Malcolm-Jamal Warner once said he wasn't willing to sell his soul for certain roles, and it's the same idea here. You have to be willing to stay true to yourself, even if it means your journey takes longer. Some people grind for years before their big break, while others rise quickly because they're willing to compromise, but those same people often fall just as fast. So it's really not worth it. I still believe Chlöe will eventually reach the level she deserves, but her path is just going to take a bit more time.